My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. I know we're supposed to be done for the day, but I still want to do more demonstrations on why you don't use these screens in your environment. I'm trying to see if my zoom is all the way up. I got a feeling my zoom is all the way up. I don't want the zoom to be all the way up. Let me see. Okay, that's perfect. We're right there. Okay, good. All right, I want to make sure my zoom's not all the way up because I hate that when it happens. Go in, set everything up. But for some reason, my camera decides it wants to go all the way up on the zoom. And I don't want to be up on the zoom. I need to be at the distance where my projector is sitting. So this is where my projector is sitting at. And this is where we sit right here. I don't like to be sitting right up on top of the screen. I hate that. All right, so in this demonstration, we get a lot of emails, and this is just answering a lot of questions, about the whole silver and gray screens. And as we showed you in demonstrations, they don't work on just about anything we throw at them. They just don't work at all, period. It's an outdated product. So compared to black technology, black technology pulls up better contrast in gunmetals, and of course, definitely the silver and gray screens. And I see this in a lot of dedicated theater room setups. That same silver and gray. Very few people we see with the more high-end gunmetal screens, because like I said, they're very expensive. But we're going to do this lights out demonstration, short, sweet, and quick. I'm sitting all the way back here as it should be sitting, and show you that even when you spend time and money, you're investing, whether it be dedicated or non-dedicated, it's up to you. But even if you're in the dark, your screen, if it's silver or gray, it's going to have a really rough time just trying to pick up basic color next to a black screen. All right, so as I explained to you before, that the silver and gray screens generate too much white light. And again, our projector over top of us is a 5,000 lumen Christie, full 1080p. And again, some people feel that they go out and they get more lumens on the projector on a white or gray screen. They're basically on our silver screen, they're basically going to be an improve the picture quality. No, you're going to make the picture quality much, much worse, because again, the screen's already going to have an issue being produced in fully lit environments. They're going to introduce it to 5,000 lumens of extra light, or 4,000 lumens, or 3,000 lumens. I'm not going to go well with it. Same thing happens with 3,000 projectors and ultra short throws. They don't pick up. All right, so let's start this off with our usual screens we usually do. First, we'll go to the white screen first. White screen saver.
Getting that from YouTube.
All right, so I'm going to show you the white levels on ours right here on our technology. Now, I said before, when we're looking for this, we're looking for a certain tone of white. You don't want it to be super ultra white, because that's the same thing a white screen is going to do at the end of the day. So if your levels are coming up too high, which usually gray and silver screens usually do, you're going to have an issue. I don't know why. I mean, I should do white screens in here, but I don't know why someone would have a white screen in a dedicated theater room. I don't know why. You spend all this money to design the system, and you go cheap on a white screen. All right, let's go over to, again, blue screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
So over to a blue screen. Now you see the area right here on this screen that's coming up much brighter. That's a silver. I told you silvers produce a higher white level than a gray screen, but they're going to wash out quite faster because they're producing a lot of white light. Where the technology you're seeing pulling up that beautiful blue right now, that is our technology, black technology. Red screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now you're watching demonstrations, this is what you should be seeing. You should be seeing demonstrations displaying the color patterns first, then going into contrast, and then going into snow levels and stuff like that. But usually demonstrations I see is one demonstration, a bunch of pretty colors flashing across the screen, and voila, they are done. No, you're not done. You still have a lot more testing to go. So there we go right there. So if I'm sitting back here and watching a movie on my dedicated theater room, and I have either one of these screens, this is the color red I'm going to receive from my projector. All right, let's go swap on. We got a purple one in there. All right, got a purple one. And this shows you even in the dark, because I get this argument a lot. And one of the arguments I get is, well, if I'm in the dark, I'm not going to see a difference. It's all going to look the same. No, it's not. You're going to be in the dark and your color's going to wash out and you're definitely going to see a difference. I get that all the time. People think because they sit in the dark and they have a high-end projector that they're basically going to be able to pick up everything that they think they're missing. But no, you're not picking up anything. All right, let's go over here. Let's do our slow color change out. As the colors start to change, you will notice that the gray and silver screen are going to remain the same complexion. Washed out, not being to see color. And this is why a projector, a home theater setup is an investment in the day. Whether or not you're spending a little bit of money, maybe you're spending this kind of money, or maybe a whole lot of money, it's an investment. It's money out of your pocket. You want to make sure that your screen is working and it's going to be compatible with your projector. Gray screen paint products, these gray screen paint products, the ones I've seen and tested so far, I can't say all of them, but the ones I've tested already and have seen do not work with high performance projectors, don't work with low entry level projectors. They just don't. It's an outdated product. Let's go with the Starfield screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
I'm going to a Starfield. And now you can see our screen's pulling up the black, where the gray screen and silver screen are not seeing anything at all whatsoever. So even in the dark, you can't use a gray and silver screen. Skyworth food demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
And you see the background does not pull. Now you'll notice in this demonstration that it will pull the white levels, but the white levels are going to be literally so high that other things will be fading and washing out in the demonstration, as in anything with bright colors, or like I said, really bright colors and so forth are going to wash out because the two screens here are generating too much white light. So they can pick up the white levels, they're just picking up too much white light, and that's why you will notice that the fruits, vegetables, bright, beautiful colors that need to pop in this image won't come up. change it. Come out of here, go over to this one right here. Okay. Let's continue on. Get another one here. Let me see. And then this one on the wall. Of course, we're using our black technology as always, showing you how amazing the white levels are in our technology compared to next to a silver and gray screen. And as you can see, the silver and gray are having issues being to pick up color. As I said before, they don't accept colors too well. And that kind of tannish, grayish look to it, that's what they do when they can't accept that color. Phillips 4K demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now, if you notice, we're sitting back 18 feet from the screen. I'm right up against the wall where my projector is at right now. This is where you're supposed to be sitting at when you do these demonstrations. You're not supposed to be sitting right up on top of the screen. Let's grab, let me see. I want to do the Phillips. Let me get the Phillips come up. Let me see. I'll go over to, we definitely would do that. Go back to that one. I want to do this one right here. Okay, come out of that one. Let's go over to. Oh, this is a good one. Very good one.
At Petco, shopping for your pet is easier than ever. No, really.
Reason I'm going back to this, because you can see the contrast is not picking up. You see when it switches over to the white levels are too high. Switches back over to color doesn't pick up. White levels are too high. It's generating too much white light. You can have white on the screen, you just don't want it to be supersonic bright coming at you. Now, you're going to get the same reaction if you use 1,000 lumens. You'll get the same reaction if you use 1,500, 4,000, 3,000. Doesn't make a difference. Any light that hits those surfaces, they're going to actually react by washing out, even if you're in the dark. And we get this a lot. We get this, well, you know, I'm going to be in the dark anyway, and I don't have to worry about this and worry about that. Yes, you do have to worry about it. Your colors are not going to come up correctly, even if you're sitting in the dark. People feel that if I don't have a lot of light in my environment, I'm not going to see a difference. Yes, you will see a difference. This is why I'm showing you in the dark. You can't see color, you can't see contrast. Those you want the man cave, and you want that customized dedicated theater room, even if you want it in your living room or whatever you're going to have it at, those screens cannot pick up with the lights on, and they don't pick up with the lights off. Most people are going to be using this. If you're in a dedicated theater room, you're not going to have some people have 5,000, but most people are going to go with something lower because, again, they're not going to have a lot of light that's going to make contact with the screen, and they feel that this is basically not going to distort or change the picture quality. I'm here to tell you that it doesn't make a difference if you go 1,500, if you go 2,000 lumens, if you go 800, 900. If your screen is not a solid black screen, you can't pick up contrast or color. And for those you're thinking, well, I can just paint the screen with some everyday black paint. Go ahead, write your stuff, because at the end of the day, I can show you where that's going to be a complete fail too. Black paint, black fabrics, and all that are not designed to accept and read white light. So you're going to have this really dark image on your wall. Now, usually when I watch the demonstrations in a gray screen paint product or silver or whatever it may be, they'll do the demonstration in the dark and says, look, there's no difference. You don't even have a comparison screen up there to begin with. Now, if you really want to say that your product can pull, then do it in a fully lit environment, display a contrast level only, and then show off and see if your screen can actually read an actual 100% contrast level. If it can't read contrast, then it's not going to read color. And if anyone sits there and tells you at the end of the day that a gray product, a gray screen, silver screen, I don't care what it is, a white screen can pull a 100% contrast, they have clearly lied. Gray screens and silver screens do not see contrast of color even in the dark. Now, as I said before, they'll go to switching over to black paints, like everyday black paints. Say, look, there's a difference. No, it's not a difference. You don't have my stuff in there. You put my stuff in there, and I guarantee you, it'll look just like this. But again, as we already know the story, they don't put orders in, so we know the story behind that one. So, only thing they can result to is going back and just getting black house paint and saying, this is how. No, black house paint isn't our product. Buy my product directly from me and you'll find out what happens to your screen. And the reason why we haven't had any orders, well, they already know. They know already. Now, that's my answer to that nonsense. Don't go out and get black house paint to the demonstration. You buy it directly from me and you do that demonstration. And I guarantee you, as a nose on my face, your screen will look just like this. Lights on or off. Now, for those of you who want to sit there and say, well, how can you back that up? We don't have any orders from them. So when we're telling you, and I used to design this stuff, that a gray or silver, and that's a silver, that's a digital and crystal screen paint, the last one we developed, which is silver. When I tell you they can't pull next to a black screen, they can't pull. So it just clears up the whole thing when you got people saying, well, like I said, I get that a lot. People saying, well, I'm not going to have a lot of light in the environment, and it's not going to disrupt the screen. Yeah, it's going to disrupt the screen. You're not picking up color or contrast, even if you're in a dark environment. You're not picking it up. When did they have the color one on here? They have the color one here? Which one I want with the color? I got one with the color on here. Well, that's a good one right there. I haven't done that one in a while. I haven't seen that one in a while. See how it can pick up the white levels? It just can't pick the detail up. The contrast is needed. There's detail and contrast. So your screen's getting whitewashed. All right, people. Man. Woo. Let's see. Where the heck is my body at? It's early in the morning. It's soundproofed on that side, so I'm good. I don't have to worry about the sound traveling through there. That's the only thing. Oh man, we definitely got to do this one. This is the one on this cars. We definitely got to do this one. All right, lights out. Hold on for a minute. Let's see something real quick. We're going with the lights out. All right, I want to see something quick. So how pretty that red looks right there? Again, don't work. Watch this. Wash out even faster. I don't understand how that even works, to tell you the truth. The lights on, the screen's gonna wash out, but you think it do a little better with the lights out, it washes out even faster. So that doesn't work for it. Sorry about that. I'm gonna turn my volume down a little bit. There we go. Anybody wants to know what the surface is? Right now the surface we're using here is a 38 Black Widow acoustic. These are the acoustic screens right here. This one I got downstairs underneath this one at 127 inches. Now when we put the black one up, the black one, like I said, with the acoustics, you can still see a little bit of lightness when it comes to the contrast, but the contrast is still amazing. That black screen, you won't see none of this. This screen's like looking into a black hole. But you'll see the difference when I bring it up. When we have it all set up, we get it coded in. Yeah, we're gonna have to build the screen up here because there's no way in the world it's gonna fit through that doorway. Well, 135 inch, yeah, maybe. But no, we can't get it up the stairs. It ain't gonna fit. So we gotta take plastic, this whole section out because I don't wanna mess my floor up. We gotta build the screen here, staple it in, then put the, we're gonna put the network gray application onto it that gives it that real stiff look to it, like the one downstairs. And then we're gonna coat it all in with the black and then tuck it right in and we're done. But when we put that up there, it's gonna literally, this screen is going to darken this environment even more. It's gonna like looking into an abyss. This thing is black, black, black. But this right here are the acoustics. I'm gonna think real quick. Do you see the bumper on that vehicle right there? If you were driving that and you slammed in any one of these plastic cars out here, you would rip that thing up. That is a steel vehicle right there. Look at that bumper right there. The bumpers we have now, they only can take an impact of 5 miles an hour. Literally, when you take off the bumper, it's pretty much all styrofoam with a bunch of lights in the back of it and a thin sheet of plastic. That's pretty much it, with a little coating of rubber across it. That is a bumper right there. Which is interesting because the bumpers you have now, you can't even buffer them out. That right there, you can go and buffer that out, stand it down, putty it the whole 9 yards. But no. You're not cracking that. You driving something like that on the street? Good gracious, that's literally a tank. I mean, it eats a ton of gas here on top of that, but still. Interesting. I thought about something. How come they don't make those hybrids? A 57 Chevy hybrid. Is that possible? That would be freaking cool. Something to think about. But man, that is a bumper. Literally, you hit that, you're gonna scratch that. That thing hit your car, you're done. Kind of reminds me, real quick before I leave out of here. A friend of mine drove an old Cadillac, a 71 Cadillac, an old one, and somebody backed up and hit his car. It was an old, on the newer cars. And the guy got out and he was worrying about his car being damaged. And he was like, no, there's a little scratch. But his car was dented. He dented his freaking, his vehicle because he had these little barriers in the front of his freaking caddy. And he hit one of them and it folded his plastic car. Yeah, that was a vehicle right there, man. But yeah, you get hit with one of those, your car is definitely done. Your insurance will definitely go. That is a bumper, man. That's a bumper. I've seen enough with that. We're done. I don't want to go over my time here. So this just pretty much just clears it up. You know, I get emails from time to time. I'm talking to customers and they'll say, well, you know, I'm not going to be using it in a really well-lit environment. It's going to be dark in there. You know, when they go to form sites, one of the things they bring up was like, I'm not going to see the difference. I'm going to be in the dark. I mean, you'll definitely see the difference next to black technology. At the end of the day, if you have a gray screen or silver screen, you are not seeing color and you're not seeing contrast even when you're in the dark. This is actually how your screen's pulled up. All right, well, that being said, I got to get on my computer. I got orders to process today. Thank you for your time. Have to go, and God bless.